Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to look at how to create the atmosphere of heaven in our homes. Friends, have you ever walked into a home and immediately felt peace or tension? No one had spoken a word, yet somehow you already knew what kind of spirit lived there. It sounds strange, right? Every home has an atmosphere. And according to the Bible and the spirit of prophecy, that atmosphere is preparing its family either for heaven or away from heaven. Because the Bible says in Proverbs chapter 15 verse number 17, and I read, it said, "Better is the dinner of herbs, where love is, than a stored ox, and hatred therewith." Very solemn word indeed, brethren. A beautiful home cannot replace a loving home. Peace is more valuable or precious than possessions. Ellen White wrote, "The atmosphere surrounding the souls of fathers and mothers fills the whole house and is felt in every department of the home." Adventist Home, page 16. It's felt in the kitchen, in the bedroom. Think about that for a moment. Friends, parents do more than provide a home. They do more than provide food, shelter, and clothing. They create the atmosphere of the home. So when husband and wife speaks with kindness, when they forgive freely and walk with Christ, their children breathe that spirit every blessed day. But when a home is filled with anger, harsh words, and constant conflict, those same attitudes quietly shape the young hearts in the home. This is why every Christian home should reflect the character of Jesus. The Bible in Colossians chapter 3 verse number 13 to 14. It says, and I read, "Forbearing one another and forgiving one another. If any man has a quarrel against any, even as Christ forgave you, so also do ye. And above all, these things put on charity, which is the bond of perfectness." Very solemn word indeed, brethren. We need to understand this, that a home that is filled with Christ's love does not mean a home without challenges. It means a home where Christ is invited to guide every response, every conversation, and every decision in the house. Ellen White gives one of the most solemn truths about how our preparation for eternity should be. She said, "If you will be a saint in heaven, you must first be a saint on earth. Because Jesus does not change the character at his coming. The work of transformation must be done now." Adventist Home, page 16. What a powerful reminder, brethren, that the character we develop in our homes today is preparing us for eternity tomorrow with Christ. Every kind word, friends, every act of forgiveness, every victory over impatience, every moment you surrender to Christ, they are all shaping us for God's eternity or in his home. It is part of God's work of transformation in our lives. So the question is, how do we create this atmosphere of heaven in our homes? So that when Christ returns, he will see only faithful servants. Because a heavenly atmosphere does not happen by accident. Friends, it doesn't happen by chance. It is built through daily choices and Christ-centered habits. So 1, begin each day with God. Start the day with prayer and family worship. Do not escape your morning devotion for work. Before the day fills our minds with distractions, invite God's presence into the home. Read his words together. Gather the children. Teach them that God is not just part of the church experience. He is the center of everyday life. 2, speak words that brings life. The atmosphere of home is greatly influenced by the words spoken inside it, brethren. Choose kindness over criticism. You're going to choose encouragement over discouragement. And friends, you have to choose patience over anger. Because the Bible in Ephesians chapter 4 verse 29 says, and I read, "Let not corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth, but that which is good, to the use of edifying, that it may minister grace unto the hearers." Very solemn word indeed. Our words can either create a little heaven or create unnecessary pain. 3. Practice forgiveness and love. Friends, no family is perfect. Mistakes will happen. Misunderstandings will come. But a Christ-centered home is a place where forgiveness is practiced daily. Do not allow bitterness to take roots in the home. Let the love of Christ restore every relationship in the house. In there, Christ will joyfully live. 4. Let children see Jesus in our examples. Friends, children learn more from what they see than what they hear. They watch how parents treat each other, how they talk to each other. They observe how problems are handled. They also see or notice whether faith is real. Now, a parent's life is often the first picture of God a child sees. That is what fills his mind, and that's what they think is right to do. 5. Fill the home with praise and peace. Friends, create an environment where gratitude, prayer, and praise are common. Replace constant complaining with thanksgiving. Replace anger with gentleness. Replace selfishness with service. Because when Christ reigns in the home, his peace begins to fill every corner of the room or the house. Ellen White beautifully says, God would have our family symbols of the family in heaven. Christ will be glorified. His peace and grace and love will pervade the family circle like a precious perfume. Adventist Home, page 17. This is solemn indeed, brethren. Imagine a home where Christ is the unseen guest at every meal, where parents led by godly examples. They practice patience, love, kindness, humility everywhere. Where children are taught truth with love, not with anger or impatience. Where forgiveness is freely given. And where heavenly angels delight to dwell. This is God's ideal for every Christian family, friends. So today, you got to ask yourself, what atmosphere fills my home? Will someone who enters my house experience the love of Christ? Let these be the questions. And more importantly, will Jesus feel at home there? Let this question ring in our minds. If not, if no to these questions, brethren, the change can begin today. You got to invite Christ into your heart. You're going to allow him to transform your character. And as he changes you, he will change the atmosphere of your home, brethren. And Christ will be your friend. And he will reside there forever. Friends, this is the mission of the Adventist path. That we are born to share the Bible truth, Christ-centered health principles, and practical messages that prepare individuals and families for Christ's soon return. May God help us to be able to create homes where peace of Christ, the grace of Christ, and the love dwell until the day we enter our heavenly home with Jesus. May the good Lord continue to bless you and keep you. And please, if this message has blessed you, I will encourage you to like, subscribe to the channel, and share this with friends who got to maintain or restore their broken homes. May the God Lord bless you and keep you till we meet in our next episode. Bye-bye.